Fellow classmates, Professor Park Savage, my name is Donna Milner. My presentation is what impact can counselors have on the positive development of African American males. Previously, my initial interest was on cultural diversity and cultural training for multicultural training for counselors. But then in perusing the internet, I came upon this research article entitled Parental Characteristics, Ecological Factors, and the Academic Achievement of African American Males, which aroused my passion, being a mother of two young men. I'd like to introduce the authors: Dr. Eric M. Hines, Assistant Professor of Counseling and Education Development, University of North Carolina, Greensboro, and Dr. Cheryl Holcomb McCoy, Vice President of Academic Affairs, Professor of Education, Johns Hopkins School of Education. The background and review of the literature, why is this study important? Because African American males are in a dire situation. They have the lowest academic achievement and highest rates of incarceration in this country. And by understanding the influence of parenting, can indicate buffering or empowering, or the empowering role that parents may play. So this brings us to what theory does it use or discuss, and that is that parenting is an important determinant among behavior of adolescents in general. What does this study mean for us, for counselors and those in training? Though not obvious, counselors can have a big impact on the educational outcomes of African American males by being brokers of social capital, with social capital meaning the authority and the subject of schooling and resources. And parents who are educated usually have some authority and some social capital. That is like a way how, a means, or a modus operandi in educational arenas. Because of time limitations, I will implore you to read on what types of studies are cited. The statement of the problem: black males are more chronically unemployed than underemployed, are less healthy and have access to fewer healthcare resources, die much younger, and many times more likely to be sent to jail for periods significantly longer than males of other ethnic groups, according to the Scott Foundation of 2008. And I came upon two research questions. One, what is the relationship between the perceived African American parenting style and academic achievement of African American males? And research question two, what combination of factors, example, family structure, church attendance, parental communication, parent monitoring, that best predicts African American male high school achievement? The two hypotheses were: one, parenting styles and academic achievement; two, ecological or combining factors and academic achievement. There were two null hypotheses on these, with null hypotheses meaning no relationship between parenting styles and enrollment in honor courses, or between combining factors in the case of two, and then with two alternative hypotheses with both of these, which I'm encouraging you to read on again. Again, I have time limitations of 8 minutes. In answering Dr. Professor Savage's research questions on research designs, it was a non-experimental research design. It was a cross-sectional study. It was a sample of with a sample of 153 participants. And in the population, which grabbed my attention, is that African American males have a GPA of 2.62, and that 43% were not enrolled in honor courses, and with 64% of the majority of these gentlemen reported never participating in college prep programs. Please again read research question 1 and 2. The results is that there exists no statistically significant relationship between the four parenting styles and participants' academic achievement. We accept or fail to reject the null hypothesis. Two of all ecological factors, there exists a statistically significant relationships between father's education and a two-parent household in GPA. This stresses the importance of higher education in the African American family household. Overview of concepts. Father's involvement, education, and living in a two-parent home is more a predictor than the parenting styles, like, for example, an authoritarian parenting style on academic achievement. Of validity and importance, the counselors is that counselors must emphasize involvement of fathers in the schooling and counseling process. Which brings us to the strategies and suggestions for counselors' practice. Counselors must create father-son events in order for fathers to interact with sons while obtaining information about resources, networks, etc. And for boys where fathers are absent in the household, provide them with mentoring like big brothers and big sisters. Counselors can positively impact the development of African American males. Counselors in training, especially school counselors, are in a pivotal or top position to help parents and young men gain more social capital, as I mentioned earlier, by sharing information and academic resources, community resources, etc., in order to decrease the educational gaps brought on by poverty in parental education. Again, I implore you, please read on this slide. Results and summary. Counselors must emphasize this involvement of the fathers while using strategy to promote these involvements. And this is more important than parenting styles in predicting academic outcomes. And of course, counselors can have this impact again by providing a critical source of social capital for academic achievement. Implications for current counselors and counselors in training. It brings us to the discourse of the catalyst toward the achievement of African American males. It emphasizes the necessity of cultural competence and cultural sensitivity training. To reiterate, counselors are again in a pivotal position. And counselors mediates the effects of a lack of father's education and single-parent homes, hence my little diagram that shows the counselor is the mediator. Implication, limitations, and potential directions for further research. It is suggested in the research article that there should be a study in the parenting styles, for example, to determine complexities and possible parenting style differences among African American males. Kindly read on, but let me go in the limitations. The limitations of the study is that there was a convenient sample and the sample size was just too small. There should have been a descriptive design rather than a clinical trial experiment. And in my opinion, the article is very relevant. It is well researched with appropriate use of questions and the questionnaires. Relating to the topic, the article is very current, published in 2013, and the article has enhanced my learning from this class because it emphasizes the pertinent need for counselors' cultural receptiveness and their psychotherapeutic roles in addressing this problem both ethically and professionally. Professionally and proficiently. Thank you. Questions, fellow classmates, please comment. Thank you.